Hello and welcome back to Rev Endurance Sports and a little bit of a rant. This right here is a TPU tube from Schwabe. A German person can help me pronounce that word correctly, so please make a comment down below phonetically. This is a TPU tube. And I've got this ongoing feud with Reginald Scot and his viewers about how I just do not understand why people would ride TPU tubes. And if you haven't watched the other videos in the series, let me give you a synopsis. Basically, these tubes are super expensive. $40, the new Silka ones are in the $40 range, $45. So that's Pirelli, Continental, Surly, Schwabe, Vittoria. Those are the brands that I sell in my store because those are the brands that are sold through my distributors, and I support my distributors. Just like you should support your local bike shop, I support my distributors. Now, those are the tubes that I can purchase. And at my pricing, they are still ridiculously expensive. So let me tell you about my ride today. I have not ridden this bike all that much over the last year, if not longer. So I went out today on this wheel set here. Let me flip this wheel set around. I went out on this wheel set here. And I was like, well, I've got these tires laying around. They're clinchers. Everything I have is tubeless. So, all right, let me just put some TPUs in here and let me just see what's going on. Anyway, I put some TPUs in, and about a mile, maybe a mile and a half from the shop, I puncture my rear. And I'm so close to the shop, and it's basically uphill out of my shop, that I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna turn around and descend back to my shop. So I descend back to my shop, and and in my mind I'm saying to myself, I'm just gonna go back to the shop and get a trusty pair of tubeless tires. Yes, I said tubeless. And trusty in the same sentence. And then I go out on my ride 2.0, and I get a puncture on my rear. So that's 2 punctures on my rear. Today is November the 6th, so I've filled my quota for the month of November because I rarely get flats, and 2 in one day is a lot. And 2 different wheel sets, right? So we know it's not something stuck in the tire or the rim tape or any of that stuff, right? Two totally different wheel sets, 2 different tires. So I get a rear puncture, and you can see from the chainstay that, sealant exploded, got all over the place. But guess what? This is a stainless steel bike, so stainless steel. So that's gonna be super easy to clean. However, the most important part of this whole video is that I got the puncture, and it literally, it is so, the tire is, I think I might have lost 5 PSI. That's it. I didn't even stop. I kept going, sealant spraying all over, and then it just stopped. And I was like, yeah, why the heck did I waste 40 retail dollars on this TPU tube? And there's one in the front as well, by the way. So I'm just gonna have to pull that out and maybe make it a spare. That's the only appropriate use I can see for a TPU. They are so small that they take up so little space. It actually bounces around inside this little box. So I could use it for a spare, but it just doesn't make any sense. Tubeless is the much better system. It seals on its own. This isn't about bigger tires or weight savings. Reginald, why do you waste so much time worrying about grams? People need to stop obsessing about weight on a bike. I have I don't know, 60 something sayings. And one of them is, there's always going to be something lighter. So why waste your time and your money trying to buy the latest, lightest thing? Or in this case, running TPU tubes because it's lighter than tubeless? That's just dumb. It's a dumb way to spend money. It's a dumb exercise to spend there and calculate gram savings. We need to stop this fruitless obsession with weight. It is a waste of time, people. Many of you are obsessed about losing 10, 15, 20 grams off of a component like a stem or a seat post or some tires. Most of you are 10, 15, 20, 30 pounds overweight. If you're watching my channel, most of you are, because I know I am. I was 152 this morning, which is, I don't know, 70 kilograms. When I was really racing hard, 138 to 142. That was usually my weight. So 140 was my, was a weight I could hold. 138, 137, I'm 5'9". I could hold that for a week, maybe a couple of weeks, but yeah, the rest of the time I gravitated to about 140. Now I'm 152. Why am I worried about grams? It's just silly. Please, people, please stop obsessing about dumb shit. Okay? So, I do not believe that TPUs is a everyday training system. If you want to use it for race day only, I guess you could do that. But I would still advise that running tubeless is a much better system. I don't care about, it saves you 2 more watts in rolling resistance. I don't care that it's, but the outer periphery of the wheel is where you need to save the most weight. That's been debunked. So people, please stop obsessing about weight. Worry more about, like ride quality. I guess some people think TPUs ride better, but you can't ride them at lower pressure. So you're not going to have as much tire deformation as you can with tubeless tires. You can run tubeless tires super low. If you need more grip on the road, like let's say it's raining out, just let a lot of air pressure out and you got more surface area on the ground to improve your grip. Carry a frame pump and air back up after the storm goes by if you're racing and you're doing an ultra. But yeah, I just don't get it. So I don't know, maybe someone can tell me why they absolutely love TPUs, and I mean someone who actually rides. I get people that say, I haven't had a flat in 3 years, and I look at their Strava and they ride like 1,000 miles per year. Reginald is one of those guys. His mileage is very, very low. I know that he's now tending to his wife and a newborn baby. Congratulations, Reginald. And I hope your wife is feeling better every day. But yeah, if you're a low mileage guy and you want to trick your bike out and you want to like brag that your bike is 15.4 pounds and you're slow as molasses up a hill, I mean, I guess, yeah, put TPUs on your bike. But other than that, if you're a performance person, if you are someone who rides, I've said it before, I'm over 10,000 miles already for the year, and it's only November. So someone who rides a lot, it just doesn't make sense to ride TPUs. How many TPUs would someone that rides a lot and punctures would go through in a year, right? It just doesn't make sense. You buy a bottle of sealant. I don't know how much that costs because I think in wholesale dollars, but I mean that can quite literally last me the entire year. I just don't get that many flats. So I got 2 today, so I guess I filled my quota for the entire month. All right, well that's my rant for today. Yeah, I used to hate tubeless. I mean, I've got videos on my channel. One of them is like 25 reasons why tubeless sucks. But yeah, once you move up to 28 tires, tubeless is amazing. I mean, even if you puncture, you're still going to seal. So anyway, that is all for today. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you up the road.